Here this evening. My goodness, I didn't even realize the time. Just moving along here. I've been doing a lot of work in the background here. Before I knew it, oh my gosh, here it is. We're pushing 8 o'clock. Gotta get going here. It is 8 o'clock that we're starting, right? Some people think it's 9 o'clock or something, but it's not. Okay,
Well,
this
this
evening.
evening.
My
I
goodness, your
like
streaming is good. All systems go, and we are set. Now I just have one more thing to do, and that is to hit the record button, and then that is it. Here it is right here. All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to DayTradeSPY.com's Weekend Review, Sunday, August the 9th, 2026. My name is Hugh, and I see what the background there. It's all bright. I'm going to remove that, bring down the blinds so that you can see me a little bit easier. All right. It's coming down. You gotta hit this button right here. There we go. I know, should have done this before, right, Hugh? Yeah, I know. So I gotta be honest with you here. We were away last couple days and just got back from. Oh, that's good there. Yeah, that's good. That's not too bad, is it? We were away. Went to Washington D.C. for a barbecue. Corporate event, folks. Our summer barbecue head office, and had a real enjoyable time over there. I got to tell you, it was really fun to see some of the old Day Trade Spy people and sort of the Eagle brand people. That was actually pretty good. Enjoyed seeing the bosses, right? And it's really funny as I'm sitting here thinking that I remember, I used to work for corporate America a long time ago, and then and after I got into trading. Of course, I left corporate America. I thought, yes, I'm out of corporate America. I'm out. I'm doing my own thing. I can live, and before I know it, I'm back in corporate America. But it's good. It's all good. Love it, love it, love it. Love the people, love everything about it. So, all right, let's move along here. Sunday. My name is Hugh, folks. For those who don't know anything, who I am, let me go back and see. Maybe I can find a little. Okay, yeah. All right, here's what we're going to talk about. Just kind of finding out, digging out what we're talking about here. All right, so yes, my name is Hugh. I'm the head trader trainer, and I do everything, wash the bottles, take out the garbage. To be discussed tonight, we're going to take a look at last week, review last week. We're going to look at the upcoming week, give you a little bit of a tutorial, answer your questions, got a little contest at the end, so don't do stick around, right? You're going to win a Triumphs and Tragedies ebook, Triumphs and Tragedies ebook for you, okay? All I have to do is stay to the end. It's not a skill testing question. All you have to do is just pick a number between 1 and 10 when I tell you to do it, right? All right, don't forget to, there is a questions box. You'll find a little questions box icon on your Zoom dashboard. That is how you're going to interact with me. So just click on that. Now, I am the only one that sees that, so go ahead and say whatever you want. Here's the standard disclaimer. And by the way, yes, hello to St. Louis. Good evening, Phil. Phil is in Las Vegas. Yeah, we missed what was it down there? It was the Freedom Fest down there. That's what it was, Freedom Fest. All right. Well, I missed it. The Eagle was out there, but I just missed it. Anyway, folks, you alone are responsible for all your own trading, and past performance does not guarantee future results. I think you know that. All right. All right. So who am I? Why should you listen to me? I don't know. Don't listen to me. What do I know? I've just been around a long time. Actually, over 30 years trading. I didn't realize it at the time. We've been telling everybody between John and myself, my partner in the trading room, we have over 45 years. But then we did the math. It's, oh, no, no, hang on, hang on. I go back more than 30. And John says, I go back more than 30. Well, my quick math says that's over 60. So we have a lot of years behind us. And we've gone through a lot, probably more than most people as traders. Most people, most traders, they're out of this business within a year. The reason is because they blow up their accounts. They don't know what they're doing. They get overconfident. They get scared. They get whatever. But we've been around. All right, we've been around a long, long time. We've had a lot of wins. We had a lot of losses. But I'll tell you what I learned is I learned from the losses. I learned from the losses, and I strive to not make those same mistakes again, or do things differently so that I come out a winner. And it's funny because eventually, when you stop doing all those crazy things that cause you to lose money, what's left? The only thing left is to make money. And now there's two components to success. One is making the money, which a lot of traders can do. Very impressive, actually. But the other component is actually keeping the money. And probably most traders cannot keep it. They get they get a little crazy with the money, right? It's like the more money they have, the less brains they have. And what we do is we teach you both, making it and keeping it. Very important. Anyway, been around a long time, been teaching publicly since 2010. Mastered some pretty cool techniques from the trenches trading, short-term breakout trades. That's what I look at multiple times a day. Folks, I thrive on the success of other people. People often ask me, how can we keep trading, training rather? Why is just trading and enjoying life? Well, um, this is what I enjoy doing. I can't imagine doing anything else. And frankly, if I'm trading, might as well teach people how to trade so other people can benefit. And uh, I would be bored. This is actually my social life too, believe it or not. That's sad, isn't it? I mean, to some degree, obviously not really, but it's to some degree it gets me out. And I remember, there's a lot of talk about COVID again. COVID because of the Fauci hearings. You guys been watching that at all? What do you think? What do you think of that? What's your opinion of Fauci? Put it in the questions box. Just curious. Is he guilty? Is he not guilty? Whatever it is. Um, Maybe we'll chat on that one day. But anyway, during COVID, when we had all the lockdowns, hey, you know what? Nothing changed with us. We were in our home offices, we were trading, and we kept teaching people how to trade. And traders who were doing the same thing, nothing really changed. This became our social life as well, and everything stayed the same. So we got through it pretty cool, and we ended up, teaching a lot of people during those days how to day trade options on SPY. Anyway, my motto here is if you want what I have, you got to do what I do. Very successful trading. I have a partner in my trading room. His name is John. John Johnson comes from Eagle as well. For the longest time, I've been on my own. And then in 2022, my gosh, it's been 4 years now. I can't believe it. We got the attention of Eagle Financial Products, which is a subsidiary of Salem Communications. Yes, it's the same Salem that Rush Limbaugh broadcasted from that organization. Charlie Kirk, he was part of Salem. So we have some pretty good, lineage in there. So, but anyway, and we're happy to be associated with Salem and Eagle and all the rest of it. So, um, anyway, let's move on. I know you don't care about that. It's not important, but I'm just kind of giving you some credibility on what we do, why we do it, what we do. And every Thursday we publish a newsletter. It's called Spy on the Market. It's free, costs you absolutely nothing. Very brief read, about 3 minutes long. That's if you're a slow reader like me. Usually I can do it in about two, you know. And it's very light, relevant, even entertaining. All you have to do to subscribe, go to daytradespy.com, and then it's going to be delivered into your inbox every Thursday. Now, if you don't want to subscribe, it doesn't matter. You can just go to our website, daytradespy.com, and up in the top left, you'll see the link to the newsletters, the previous newsletters. Hmm. Let me take a swig here of some liquidation, hydration. That's what it is. So what it is you can go to all the previous newsletters are uploaded on that, and uh, and you can catch all our newsletters. We've got about 100, let's say about 148, 149, maybe 150 of them already up there. They're all pretty good. And I think if you go back, you'll see some really, really good ones. They're very interesting. I see some really cool ones in there. I'm thinking of maybe compiling them in a book or something at some point, or perhaps re publishing them. But go back in time 'cause there's some excellent. Well, they're all good. They're all very good. But some are more entertaining than others. But you'll see some really cool ones. So I'm not going to bore you with all that right now. But this week's topic is going to be how AI, artificial intelligence, is transforming the economy, and that it is doing very much so. All right, let's take a look at the last week we had here. Here's a chart of last week. These are hourly charts on SPY. Charts are, of course, courtesy of Schwab, Think or Swim. I should actually put that in here somewhere. On last Monday, markets opened strongly, driven by a combination of geopolitical easing, falling oil prices, and continued strength in the tech sector. S&P 500 rose 1.5%, brought up transportation, consumer discretionary, and financial sectors as well. And that, of course, is Monday. And I put that in, I put the last couple of days before that in here to show you that we actually bottomed out at 726 the Thursday before. It's kind of important because when you get this bottoming out, You start seeing chart patterns, and then when you see a break out of, I think I'm gonna see if I can do this here. Right, let's see, do a line here, shape. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can do this. So when you see this neckline being broken, and I think that's kind of important, that neckline being broken, and on Friday we broke it. We didn't get a whole lot of gains, but we did have this really cool cup and handle forming. Okay, this cup and handle ran up here through the neckline, came back down, and it pushed up. Now this was the Friday. This is the week before. Very, very inspiring chart pattern. One of my favorites. I call it the money in the bank chart pattern. Okay, because it puts money in the bank. Very simple. And then come Monday, there it is. We actually we gapped up, and we had this range in here, and we stuck close to that in pre-market. As soon as the market opened, looked like we were just getting ready to pop. Pop, we did. All right, so that's what happened there. On Tuesday, let me bring up Tuesday here. Okay, I guess I can get rid of all that, right? Okay. On Tuesday, we had strong corporate earnings. Falling oil prices and optimism in the Middle East again brought SPY up to record highs on Tuesday. There it is right there. We just shot right up. Oh my goodness, ran up to about 770. On Wednesday, SPY held close to its record high, drifting down a little bit, 2%, 0.2% on continued strong investor sentiment and talks of reopening the Strait of Hormuz. We hit an all-time record, 776.85. Those people in our trading room were there to see this record high, all-time record high. What do they say? There's some very historic moments in a person's life that you never ever forget, right? That where you were when John F. Kennedy got shot, right? November 22nd, 1963. You always remember that. You'll always remember your first kiss. Well, I remember that too. She slapped me, but don't go there. You get out of there. That's not yours. But no, no. Anyway, that was yeah. I remember that. I think her name was Shelley. Anyway, oh, sorry about that. I'm just drifting off here. Um, Thursday, we had some profit taking, folks. S&P 500 slip 0.1. Anyway, I was going to say that that was a very historic moment. You see, when SPY hit 776.85, people were in the trading room. And that was a historic moment. That was one of those moments that people always remember where they were. They were in the day trade SPY trading room when SPY hit an all-time high back on what was that? August the 5th, 2026. On Thursdays, we had some profit taking. Had the S&P 500 slide 0.18% after a busy day at corporate earnings and a lack of a catalyst to sustain the rally. But we stayed up in that upper range. We did not really move away from that, okay? We stayed up in that upper range and we kind of held it nice and tight, right up in that range, right? Which is kind of cool. And then on Friday, we ran up just a little bit more. Equities closed higher in reaction to a surprise drop in job growth, easing concerns of a rate hike. With a drop in job growth that says, the economy is not that hot. Therefore, there's probably not going to be an interest rate hike at the next Fed meeting coming up in September. We skirted a rate hike a few days ago here, and I think not this week, the week before was when the Feds got together and decided that they're going to keep rates the same. So that was good news for the market. Markets do not like high interest rates. The stock market doesn't give a rat's behind about anything else, it seems. I mean, the war in Iran doesn't care. It doesn't care about mass shootings. It doesn't care about you. It doesn't care about me. But you know what it cares about? One thing, rising interest rates. It just seems that anything to do with rising interest rates, the threat of rising interest rates, the market cares about. And that's exactly what happened there. Anyway, that's kind of the way the week was. So moving along. Oh, let me see. I better get rid of that. How do I erase all of this here? There must be an erase button. Eraser. Erase all these guys there. Gone. I didn't realize that. I could just delete everything, right? Okay, there we go. Get rid of this guy too. Here's a seasonal chart. All right, this is a seasonal chart. And for those who don't know, this is the current price. The blue line is the current price on SPY, where it is now. And the red line down here at the bottom is the average of the last 5 years close on the daily chart. So you see right here in August, it's kind of edging higher, very little, little at a time, bouncing up around, down and up, a little bit drop in September, move back up, drop into the fall, and then we're going to start climbing near the end of the year. We'll see what happens. Let's drill down into this to see what happened last week. Historically, SPY rose. Actually, did not rise. It slid. What happened here? It actually slid. Uh, it slid about 3 points during last week, and historically, SPY rose about 10 points the following week. That's not to say it's going to happen again, but it may well. You can see where the pressure may well be, right? Now, when you go back the last 5 years, the earnings could have had some influence on that. We had a lot of stuff going on, right? And the thing is now we've got this administration that, a lot of headline news. We've got the war in Iran. There's still a war in Ukraine, I believe. Ukraine and Russia are still fighting. Anyway, it's the world's a mess. That's all I can say. The world is a mess. But you know what? That's good for us. And I had this discussion with somebody, actually a couple of people at the barbecue, at the corporate barbecue in Washington D.C., where we were a couple of days ago, and we were talking about how a lot of people. Actually, I'm going to get into that in a little bit, but we were talking about how a lot of people don't want to be in the stock market these days because of the uncertainty. They don't know whether is the market going to go up or down. Should I be vested? Shouldn't I be vested? What's going to happen? Oh my gosh, can you get wiped out? There was a big drop, the big short, and all this. And we're saying how all the more reason you need to be a day trade spy. And I'll tell you about that why. It's very simple. Okay, very simple. So, but anyway, here's what happened this last week. Headwinds eased, cleared the way for new highs, improved confidence in artificial intelligence, lower oil prices, reduced interest rate threats. This has all happened here. S&P 500 broke out of its 3-month trading range, reached new highs. Earnings tracking near 48% and nearly 29% when you bring off this Google and Amazon investment-related gains on that. Still continue to support the bull market full on. Earning strength is broadening beyond the mega caps. It's going into the lower caps now as well because there's a lot of rotation out of mega caps, but they're still very strong and they're still, running the show. But the lower caps are also the mid and lower caps are also benefiting from this. The whole, what did it say that all ships rise in rising tide, right? Manufacturing activity accelerated to a 4-week high, suggesting economic resilience remains intact. And we are seeing new highs, reinforcing the importance of staying invested. And this is what I was mentioning here a couple of minutes ago here, is stay invested, even if you see the market going down a little bit. Do not panic. I guess it was several weeks ago, the market kind of went down pretty good there for a while. And people were calling me and emailing and saying, oh my gosh, should I take my money? I said, no, no, absolutely not. That's going to be a short-term blip in the action here. And here's the thing, you take your money out, then the market reverses, goes back up, and then you're going to get back in, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. And you'll have missed that move that from the time you got out at a low to where the market is when you get back in, all that growth you'll have missed. So you want to stay vested because longer term, you're going to weather the storms if you're looking at 401ks and that kind of stuff. But with Day Trade Spy, we don't even care whether the market's going up or down. We make money every day. Folks, big tech earnings. Big tech earnings show no sign of AI demand abatement. There was a little bit of fear on that. Think, oh my gosh, the bubble's going to break. But we're not seeing that. We're still not seeing that. Here's SPY. Look at that. It's just got out of that slump. Drifted around, came down in April, but shot right up. We're in this new range. We're actually breaking out of this 3-month range here now, that upper level, and we're seeking new highs. It seems like we seek new highs just about every other day. Yes, it goes up, it comes back down, but it continues to rise and rise, longer term rise. Here's Q2, one of the strongest earnings seasons outside of the post-recession recoveries. You can see what we're doing here, and they are expecting this growth to continue. You can see how this earnings Q2 earnings season is shaping up to be one of the strongest on record here. 48%. I think this was a COVID, just post-COVID back in year 2021. But we can see now we're really moving forward here, and it's all AI driven. I don't even think it's really a bubble. People say it's a dumb bubble. Now, at some point, it may be a bubble because of all the heavy investment these big companies are putting in AI, data centers and stuff. My gosh, they're putting hundreds of millions of dollars into these things. At some point, are we going to be oversaturated? I don't know. As long as people continue using social media. I mean, everybody is using social media now, even those people like myself who don't know, didn't ever want to get into it. But I find, you're pulled into it. Not just that, but everything, everything. We need more memory. We need more this, more computing power. We're all walking around with our heads in our cell phones and stuff. Anyway, manufacturing activity expanded in July at the fastest pace in more than 4 years. Look at that big shot to the upside here. That's very good for the market. I suspect we're going to get up to a certain level and it's going to drop back down. Probably just temporary. Just temporary. Folks, here's what happened this last week. The S&P 500 rose 3.6%. Year to date, we're at 14.1. Year to date, 14.1 down, went up 3%, 13.4 for that. And the Nasdaq ran up 5.2% for a year to date high of 15.2. Of course, the Nasdaq, that's where the heavy tech mega cap stocks are. Right? All your Googles, Apples, Microsofts, Teslas, all those, they're all there. So they are the first ones to actually see the volatility. Yeah, both going up and down. When there's a slump in the market, they're the first ones to suffer for it, but they're also the first to benefit when the market improves. So that's why you see that. A lot of volatility in there. But, I like the S&P 500 because it is diversified, just a little more sane. You don't get these wild swings like you might in the Nasdaq, but the S&P 500 is just a little more tame. That's all. It's still very predictable, very tradable, both going up and down. All right, the week ahead. Well, Monday's going to be a low, no news day. Not a whole lot going on. Monday's going to be mostly technical trading. So we'll be watching the charts on Monday on that one here. Existing home sales. This is the news item for Tuesday. That's going to be the big exciting event. Now we got some inflation numbers coming out Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday, consumer price index. Thursday, producer price index and unemployment claims. As I take a drink. And Friday, we've got retail sales. University of Michigan, consumer sentiment, and also University of Michigan inflation expectations coming up on Friday. That is the week ahead that we're going to be anticipating, and of course, any unexpected news that might come out as well. Headline news trumps everything. All right, the volatility I expected to be low on Monday, medium on Tuesday, high Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Excuse me. We're still in Q2 earnings season, although not a whole lot of needle moving activity as far as earnings on this week. I think the following week we're going to see some some more sort of heavy duty. I think Walmart, Home Depot, and those kinds of things are going to be out in a couple of weeks. So, but nothing that's going to be earth shattering in the next little while. We're kind of winding down. Once the Magnificent Seven stocks report, the rest is almost anticlimactic. Also expect elevated volatility whenever President Trump speaks, so you can always check the agenda there and just pull up forexfactory.com. It's a free website. Look at the calendar. It gives you a pretty good schedule as to what is happening, and you'll see whenever Trump. Now, the thing is with Trump, usually you don't even see it until the same day when they make an announcement. Oh, Trump's speaking today at 4 o'clock or whatever. Anyway, check that out. It's going to be an interesting week. All right, a little bit of a 2-minute tutorial. Not really a tutorial, but kind of an announcement here. We're thinking here, we're gonna have a little friendly challenge, John and myself. People sometimes say, well, who's the better trader, you or John? So here's the thing, John and myself, right? We run the trading room. Now, we each come to this party with separate set of tools. John has his set of tools. He loves the pitchfork and Fibonacci and multiple time frames. He loves that. Support resistance. I come with my set of tools. I love support and resistance. I also love chart patterns. I love EMAs, exponential moving averages. And but here's the thing. When our indicators unite, our trades ignite. So if he suggests, I think the market's going to go up. I think we're ready for a breakout. And I'm looking at my indicators and I say, yeah, I agree with you. I think you're right. I think we're ready for a breakout. So when the two of us agree and discuss and sort of decide that there's going to be an imminent breakout, you might want to get into some call options because usually we're right. But the question is, which one of you guys is the better trader? I get this question a lot. So I guess people want to know, well, who should I follow? Do I follow you? Do I follow John? Follow both? Follow neither? Do my own thing? Whatever. So what we're going to do here is all in the working this out here. We're going to start this, I believe, not this week, but the following week. And we're going to be doing this in the trading room, hosted by yours truly, along with John. Friendly competition, folks, to see who is the better trader. So we're going to start this starting August the 17th. We're going to go for 4 weeks, and we're going to start with $2,000, like a cash account, treating it like a cash account. Now, admittedly, it's going to be a simulated account. We're not going to consider commissions. It's going to be just the gross increase in our trading, and we're going to see how much we can earn in the next 4 weeks. And we're going to see who is the better trader. So, and I want to see who is going to root for us. Okay. Join us in the trading room. Follow us in the inner circle as well. We're going to be reporting the results in the inner circle. See which professional trader is going to come out ahead. Is it going to be me or is it going to be John? And I want to know, who are you going to be rooting for? Who are you going to be rooting for? All right, so that's my 2-minute tutorial. Not much of a tutorial, but that's kind of what we're talking about here. So if you're not in the trading room or not in the inner circle, you might want to join that. It's going to be fun. All right, we get this goal. We started back in January, early January, as if you were to only buy 5 contracts at all the trades that we discuss and narrate in the trading room. All trading room trades are included. This is where we sit right now, bringing us into the end of Friday. We would be up $40,720, excluding commissions. Okay. In fact, John does that one in about 48 seconds. So we're just trying to chugging along here, just edging up. We got a couple losses in there, no big deal, not the end of the world. Yes, we have some losses from time to time. Sometimes we get a little aggressive, but that's kind of where it is. I have a poll for you folks, and I'm going to see you. Okay, folks, let me know in the questions box. Listen, we are looking to possibly publish a new ebook or a course. It'll probably be an ebook. You just kind of follow the ebook, sort of an ebook course, right? Turn $4,000 into $50,000 in less than a year without breaking a sweat. Trading options on SPY options, trading SPY options. Would you be interested? Let us know in the questions box. A, if it's free. B, yes, I'd pay up to $100 for it. C, I'd pay up to $300 for it. D, yes, I would pay $500 for it. No, not interested. Let us know. Let us know. Because if it's a lot of no's, right? If you're not interested in that, we're not going to waste our time writing this up, right? Okay, so that's kind of why we have to do it. So let us know in the questions box. And yes, hello from Ocala. Oh, okay, Florida, Houston, yeah, New York. Hello, Montreal. Hello, Mississauga, Ontario. Hello, Wisconsin. Hello, Chicago suburb. Okay. All right. Okay. And I'm going to answer your questions. Anyway, let me know. C, a lot of C's. Okay. B, some B's in there. A or B. Okay. A, C. Yeah, okay. A is a lot of, now that's interesting. Okay. B or C. I'll tell you something. Knowing what I know, and the plan I would give you with this book, the C book, and it's gonna be okay. So first, I should tell you a little about the C book too. And if you want to go back and change your opinion, that's fine too. So this would be an ebook, all right, that would take you from, well, let's put it this way. You have to know a little bit about what are calls and puts, okay? It's not going to be a primer as far as options, but we're gonna touch on obviously, the very basics. What are options, why you should buy SPY options, all that kind of stuff. We're going to talk a lot about the emotional, the discipline and patience. We're going to touch on that. In fact, we're going to talk a lot about that. And then we're going to give you the plan. We're going to give you the plan how you're going to do it. Now, here's the cool thing about this plan. Now, by the way, the plan works because I do it. Here's the cool thing. The more you get into it, the easier it actually gets. The easier it gets. So, but where I should say, let me say it a little bit a different way. Technically, it gets easier. Emotionally, it's going to get a little more challenging because you're going to be tempted to get in with more FOMO, fear of missing out, or those kinds of things. That's going to be more FOMO. You're going to get, oh, I need to trade more. I got to trade. I got to make more money, and you're going to be lured into it. But anyway, we'll get over that. We'll go over all that in the book, in the course. But it's going to be pretty cool. All right. Well, I'm really excited to hear a lot of that. Uh, let's see. Rainy, what do you mean, hey, Rainy? Come on, buddy. Well, you don't need it. Rainy C. Okay, he's in our trading room. This guy knocks him out of the park. Yeah, I got it, Rainy. I got it. You don't need this. Uh, hey, listen, if you're already making a ton of money, you don't need this, okay? You don't need this. I'm not going to push on you. But if you are new to trading, all right, Lisa, I love your comment. Yes, 300. If you are new to trading, this could well be the last piece of education you'll ever buy. Okay. Well, anyway, enough of that. And thank you all for your comments. I love it. Okay. Wow. Nice. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Folks, tell you about the inner circle real quick. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because one thing I don't want to do, I want to get to the questions. We have different services. I would be remiss if I don't tell you about it. The inner circle, this is what we started back in 2010. If you can believe it, here's how this all started. I'm gonna be frank with you on all of this. This business, Day Trade Spy, was never supposed to be what it is. People coerced me to show them what I am trading. Friends, associates, relatives, neighbors, that kind of stuff. Hey, Hugh, you're making money. What, you win a lottery? No, no, no. Yeah, well, you bought a new airplane. Yeah, so. Well, what are you doing? Oh, well, and they're really pushing me. Okay, you're doing something illegal? No, nothing illegal. No, no, no. I'm trading options. I'm trading options. Well, you got to teach me. You got to teach me. I'm tired of the 9 to 5. You got to teach me, and I teach them. Oh, well, put up on a website, and they started. Of course, they twisted my arm. Oh, figuratively speaking, of course. And before I knew it, I got a course. So it's okay, fine, fine, fine. I'll put it up for a couple of weeks. It'll fizzle out. It'll all fizzle out. Didn't fizzle out at all. In fact, it ballooned. It mushroomed. People started telling their friends, and they started throwing money at me. I said, "Oh, guys, no, 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 no. Really, it's okay. No, 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 really. They threw money at me. They wanted me to teach them, and the whole thing went into this teaching mode. So we started the inner circle. That was the first thing we started was the inner circle. Okay, this is where I would post what I'm looking to trade every morning. And then later on in the day or evening, I would post what I actually did. And then once a week, we had a webinar, just kind of a training webinar. And the thing just kept on going and going. And then, well, it expanded into ebooks and trading courses, modules, and got into a trading room. Anyway, Inner Circle, you got your morning market analysis. John writes this, very comprehensive, tells you what he does. John takes all the inputs from all over the place. Technicals, fundamentals, everything, market sentiment, everything, compresses it all in a really nice report, sends it out to you around 9 o'clock. This way, you don't have to get up at 6 or 7 in the morning Eastern time to see what's going on out there. John does that for you. You'll also get a follow-up report as to what we actually did, and you'll be invited to our Wednesday night interactive meetups where John goes over, oh my gosh, you name it. Ask him questions, totally interactive. He gets into all of that. And if you can't make it, not a problem. It is recorded and sent out afterwards. Concise, informative, all you need in one report. Inner Circle, we do the heavy lifting here for you for this ridiculous price, and I mean absolutely ridiculous, $2.99 a year, $5.75. I don't even think you can buy a cup of coffee for what you pay here. Every trader, even if you use it once a week or once every 2 weeks, it's well worth it. Let us do the heavy lifting. Everybody should be in on the inner circle, whether you're a seasoned trader, novice, doesn't matter. Now, some people cannot be in front of their computers first thing in the morning, but they got their cell phones as they're driving the kids to work or they're going to school or they're going to work or whatever. This is a signal that is sent to your cell phone, algorithm based. Okay, when a certain setup happens, it triggers a signal, sends it to your cell phone anywhere from 3 to 5 times a week. You also get an email. You buy it immediately, put it up for sale for a 5% gain right away. If not sold by 4 p.m., sell it at the market close. $3.99 a quarter or $14.95 for a year. Again, these QR codes at the bottom right, you can always click on these, get more information, and subscribe. Don't worry if you miss them because at the end of this session, I'm going to have them up on the screen, give you about 2 or 3 minutes to be able to go get the capture the QR codes yourself. Now, the pick of the day is another similar alert, similar price, and this is a daily pick that is actually manually determined by John and myself. What we do is we get together before the market opens and we check out the all the action and we say, well, is it going to be calls or puts today? What is it going to be? And then we email this to you just after 9 o'clock, a few minutes after 9 o'clock, looking to buy at market open. So this is anchored in time at market open. So what we are saying is that, okay, we see a strong likelihood of the market going up or going down. And we figure if you buy it at market open, at some point during the day, this should deliver a 6% gain. So you buy it at market open, put it up for sale right away for a 6% gain, walk away, come back later, pick up your profits. If not sold by 4 p.m., sell at market close. Now, if the odd time that's what happens, and the people that know how we use the system, a lot of times they will keep it overnight. There's ample time in these options that if you do hold it overnight, you're not going to lose that much in data loss. All right, $3.99 a quarter, $14.95 a year. Let me use it. What is this? 14. Let's say you buy it by the year. 14.95 divided by 12. What was it? 4.33. You're talking about $28, $29 a week. You're talking about $5.75 for a pick that is hand-picked, hand-selected by John and myself a day. Basically, a coffee and a bagel, right? Coffee and a donut. Folks, our famous trading room, and very famous indeed, because we have traders from around the world checking in on the trading room. Hosted by John and myself, again, combined 60 plus years of market experience. We are professional traders. We don't do this on the side. We don't go to a job during the day and this is what we do on the side. No, no, no. This is what we do. All trading all the time. These sessions are interactive, learn and earn, fully narrated. This is where our strategies come alive real time streaming. You're going to hear all our thoughts spewed out. Live trading, you're going to see our charts. You see everything what we see. No hidden, indicators or, crystal ball, nothing like that at all. Every morning during the market hours, 9:20 to 10:30 Eastern Time. It's also recorded for later review in case you miss it or you want to go back and see something. 24.95 a year or 6.99 a quarter. Work, excuse me, works out to $54 a week. This is the best value, folks. If you know what calls and puts are, this is where you need to be. You don't need to know the strategies. You don't even know need all that much about trading because this is what we do. We train you. This is where you got to be. We get the training, right? Folks, this works out to roughly, I think it's about like a half a Subway sandwich a day for one of us, John or myself. Not even both of us eat, just one of us eats. You can't go wrong with this. I'll tell you why you really can't go wrong is because all of our programs have a 30-day money back guarantee. All right. They have a money back guarantee. Now, if you're not sure what you should do, right? We're not going to, hold you ransom to this, but what you got to do is this. Kind of a new feature. In fact, we did this a long, long, long time ago, but we brought it back. We stopped it because it just got too crazy, but we brought it back. Talk to us. Set up a free, no obligation, one-on-one Zoom call. 15 minutes. You get 15 minutes to talk to John and myself for free on Zoom, where we actually discuss how, which programs you need to become a great trader. And I'm not saying all our programs are good for everybody. Sometimes people can say, yeah, I work during the day. I can't get into this. What should I look at? And then we'll take a look at your situation, your experience, and see, well, what should you look at? Maybe you should just be the inner circle. Maybe that's all you need. Or maybe you need a pick of the day or the day trade spy signal would be good. Or the trading room. We'll talk about your particular situation. This is not a call where you're going to come in and say, well, I'm in a bad trade right now. How do I get out of this? We can't make risk recommendations like that. Nothing like that. We don't get into that. It's just a Zoom call to see how we can actually help you be a better trader with DayTradeSpy. Folks, you want to know how to get on this? Go to our website, daytradespy.com. There it is right there. And I don't like this. It's kind of not in the middle, is it? There. Is that in the middle? That's a little more in the middle. Go up here at the top. You see the gold banner there? Right in the middle it says schedule a meeting. Click on that. You're going to have access to our Zoom scheduler and just pick the appropriate, convenient date and time and get in and schedule a meeting. All right. Now, all we ask is that if you cannot make the meeting, that you actually cancel it because what happens is we book our time. So we expect you to be there too if you're going to schedule the meeting. And this was one of the reasons that we actually canceled it the last time when we were doing this because too many people were kind of not showing up. We said, well, wait a second. We give you our time, but you're not giving it, you're not reciprocating here. So we're just going to can the whole thing. It's unfortunate because a lot of people suffered kind of because they didn't get a chance to talk to us that way. But all we ask is the respect that if you cannot make the meeting for whatever, and we know life gets in the way, something happens, whatever, let us know in advance. All right, folks, check it out. Schedule a meeting with us. Okay, what else you want to talk about? Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, let's get into some questions. Some questions. Okay, all right. I got some questions from way back here. Excuse me. Uh, you know, as I scroll away from this one screen, it freezes my picture, my video, and I always seem to get a really bad pose. It's like you're creepy. Anyway, I don't like it. All right, I watched the video here about day trading spy. I've tried so many snake oil systems out there just to lose 20K. Ron, oh my gosh. All right, let's address that. And this is the thing that really irks me. John and I talk about this a lot. John and I, okay, we are mature traders. We are mature people. We, we've been around the block. We've seen it all. And what irks us is you go to some of these social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, and I cringe. I cringe when I see these young guys. I don't have my baseball cap here. They got to wear the baseball cap sideways. Hey man, I just wait to you, mother. They kick chairs, all this stuff. They get and then what really gets me, I love it. On the side, you see all these comments. Oh, you got to show me. You got to teach me. You got to teach me. I think, oh my Lord, please, guys, don't fall for that. Okay, don't fall for that. Maybe see every now and then, right? Somebody hits a home run. But if you are looking for long-term wealth, that there's a million things they don't tell you. They don't tell you. It's just go with the guys that are experienced. We're not trying to sell you snake oil. All our programs are 30-day money back here. And I mean, okay, so you can be there, you can be in our program, say for 3 weeks, let's say in a trading for 3 weeks. You show up every day, you're going to learn a lot of stuff, okay? You're going to learn a lot of stuff. And then you say, well, if it's really not for you, then you simply call up Eagle. There's their phone number, 570-567-0426, and say, it's not for me. Sorry. They give you your money back. How cool is that? Now, in all fairness, those people that, as an example, that are in our trading room the longest, for a long time, they're the ones making the best money. Every morning in the trading room, we have people chiming in with, how they're doing. Oh, I just made 6% in 2 minutes. I just picked up, $1,200 in the last 3 minutes. And, I took it from $5.30 an option to 567 in 6 minutes. These are the things. But the people that are doing the best, they're the ones that have been in the trading room for quite some time. And it's a very simple reason why. It's because they've seen very, many things, right? Many, no 2 days are the same on the stock market. I've been doing this a long time and I've not seen 2 days that are exactly the same. It just doesn't happen. Well, there's similar setups, similar chart patterns, different things, but there's all kinds of things affecting, markets. And by the way, just because you see a setup doesn't mean you should get into it. There's a lot of things you have to look at, and those are the things that we talk about and we narrate. So anyway, we don't sell snake oil. Circling around. We are very sincere, very honest, very authentic, and I think you'll see that we're refreshing, Ron. So hopefully, is it possible I can get your emails for 1 month to paper trade your system? If it works, I'll buy in. We don't have that sort of program where you can try it first, but buy it, and if you don't like it, cancel. I mean, that's the way to do it. It's just a logistics thing, I think, more than anything else. All right. Yeah, Phil said, this is my social Sunday night for years. Yes, it is. Phil L. Great guy. Met him at a trade show. I think we were in Las Vegas, Phil. Yeah. Nice to see you. What were the one or two more most prominent losses that you learned that turned your win rate to positive? It's an interesting question from Mark. What were the one or two most prominent losses that you learned from that turned your win rate to positive? Okay. So there have been some very pivotal moments in my trading career. Okay. First of all, I got into trading because my own financial advisor blew up half my account by the time I realized that I'd been putting in a lot of money, on a regular basis. And what happened was, excuse me for a second here, on a regular basis, thinking that, oh, my friend Mike, he's going to take care of me for my retirement. Just keep putting the money in. It's funny because back then I was an internal auditor for an insurance company. You'd think that I, of anybody, would be on top of my own financial world, but that wasn't the case. What's that saying? The dentist's kids got the worst teeth or something? Anyway, one day I thought I better open up these statements. They used to send me statements every now and then, but I would just, put them aside. Oh, I'll open it later. I'll open it. I'll open it in a few years when I'm ready to retire, and I'll be pleasantly surprised as to how much money I have. Whoa, when I open it, let me tell you, it was a shock. I said, wait a second. I know I put a lot more than this in. Like, I know that. Why do I only have about half the capital? So I called him up and I said, what's going on? Of course, he realized that he was losing me, right? He's trying to keep me. Well, average down. And I said, no, 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 no. You had ample time to grow this. You didn't grow it. If I keep it with you, it'll be down to zero in no time. And cut me a check for whatever is left and I'll take it home. Yeah, I'll do it, learn how to do it myself. Next day, I went to pick up the check and I realized a couple of things. Number one, back in those days, nobody cares or should care more about my money than me. And that applies to each and every one of you, okay? Each and every one of you. Nobody cares or should care more about your money than yourself. Number two, now with the power of the internet, we all have information at our fingertips just like anybody else. So there's no reason each and every one of you cannot learn this. Now, look at this face, folks. See this face? If I can do this, you definitely can do this. Okay? You definitely can do this. But as far as what were some of the pivotal losses, I remember I had lots of losses. But what I would do is, okay, so I log all my trades, and then I would go back and I would look and see the losses that I had, and I say, what went wrong? What went wrong? I remember originally, like early on, I should say, originally, not early, original, but early on, I'd have successful trades, and then I would try and emulate the next day and do it all over again, but they would turn into losses. And I remember asking a buddy of mine, what is going on with this? How is it that I do the same thing I did the day before, and from a really profitable day, I got a loss. And I remember he said to me, well, do you follow the Greeks at all? I said, oh, no, no, I don't follow the Greeks. Well, I said, well, maybe you should. You really need to learn the Greeks. Some basic Greeks you really need to learn. There's theta, which is the time loss, delta, you know. He said volatility is very important. What happens in volatility and your strategies. Anyway, we got talking and stuff, and one of the things I learned was that, and then when I discovered this was actually very pivotal. I thought, how is it that the market is such an adversary for me? And we have this adversarial relationship. I'm always against the market, always against the market. And I was enlightened by one day analyzing this. I would go back on the charts. You should do this too. And I would see, wait a second, the market is actually my best friend. You ever have a friend? You ever have a friend and they're brutally honest with you, and you're screwing up something, I don't know, and your friend says to you, "Hey, come here. I want to tell you something. I'm gonna beat you up. All right, I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna tell you what you're doing wrong. Okay, um, you know, you keep acting that way, and you're gonna lose your friend. You're gonna lose your girlfriend. You're gonna lose this. You're gonna lose that. Smarten up, right? And you don't like what he says, but you realize later that he was right. You smarten up, and things get better, right? Well, that's the way it was kind of with the market. I realized that the market actually gives you many opportunities every day to make some pretty serious money, like a lot of opportunities. And just go back and check the charts. Then I realized the enemy is actually the person in the mirror. It's your own emotions that are the enemy. Why did you exit that trade? It was you got fearful. The market went down. You're sitting in a call option. When you expect the market to go up, you buy a call option. Well, the market went down. You say, well, a stop loss is all I hear about is stop losses. So I took a stop loss at 20%. I'm so happy I lost only 20%. I shake my head at that. Oh, you lost 20%, so you're happy. Oh, wow. You need to see a shrink. How does that make you happy? How many of those can you wither? Anyway, I realized that if I can control my emotion, I can't control the stock market, but I can control my emotions. And if something suddenly happens and I have lots of time, I'm probably going to be okay because I notice that the markets will reverse quite quickly when those big drawdowns happen. Anyway, I realized a lot of things, and I realized that if I can get my fear of missing out, FOMO, straighten that one out. If I can get disciplined, become patient, if I can not have that YOLO where you only live once, don't ever throw all your money into one trade. These were things, and you know what? And as soon as I recognized that and 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 fixed that emotional thing, instantly, instantly, my luck improved. So I would say that's what it was. Phil, going to jail, getting paid by Chinese interests. Talking about Fauci. Okay. Uh, Ron. Okay, I'm a realtor, so when I close on a property, I can then put money in back into my account. Yeah, I'm just looking for a system that really works. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down here. Some more questions. Okay. Okay. Da, da, da. I want to quit my job, J-O-B. You know what J-O-B stands for, right, Matthew? It's an acronym. You never realized that, did you? I swear that's what they mean. And just over broke. That's what job means, just over broke. I remember when I used to have a salaried employment income where I would, oh, good, I got my paycheck. Government took their share. Everybody took their share. What was left, I got the pittance. And with that, I had to budget rent, food, transportation. I remember those days. Oh my gosh, I'm sitting here reminiscing, but I'll tell you, I shake my head. Am I ever going to get out of this rut? You ever feel like that hamster on that spinning wheel? You can't quit your job because you got to live. Well, you got to live so you can work. Yeah, you're back and forth, back and forth. This is not going to work. And yeah, but eventually, so what happened was I remember at work, it was actually really funny. And this was actually this is a cool story. I go to these little stories because this is where you learn a lot. So I was in an internal audit. We had a small department, about maybe 10, 12 people or something. And we started getting these phone calls from the boiler room operators. Hey, I got a deal on this resource company. You better buy this. It's only $9 a share. It's gonna go to the moon. They're gonna discover gold. And oh, okay, well, put me down for 100 shares or 10 shares or whatever, right? 10 shares or whatever it was. Okay, there's $1,000 and then so we go to our group would go to lunch together, and we'd start talking about, oh, did you get a call? Oh, yeah, I got a call. Yeah, really? Oh, interesting. So what happened was we would discuss how many shares we all traded, and we would buy and sell. So, That's interesting. Somebody says to me, Fred says to me, how many did you buy today? Well, I bought 10. I traded 10. How many did you trade? Well, I sold 10. Angie, how many did you do? Well, I did five. Angie did 5. Oh, okay. So that's 15. And Neil, what did you do? Well, I did 20. Okay. So there's, what's that, 35? And Danielle, what did you do? Well, I did 15. So there's 50. Whatever it was, we realized, and then we back then they had these all the data in newspapers. So the next day we checked the newspapers as to how many shares had transpired. And then we're going back to lunch the next day. We see, look at this. They had 2,000 shares transpire. And when we discussed each of us what we had traded, turned out there was the 2,000 we traded amongst ourselves. Wow. Okay. So Angie, I bought yours. I sold it to Fred. I said, anyway, I realized I got to get out of this. I'm not going to, trade against my peers here and stuff. And we all stopped that. But I knew that there was money in the stock market. It really kind of piqued my interest. And I remember in college, we didn't spend a lot of time on stock market. We didn't have the internet back in those days, and it was kind of crazy. But anyway, uh, in the back of my mind, I always knew that's where the money is. It's in stocks. Okay. The chat is not working. You have to go in the questions box. Yes, the questions box. Okay. Eric, good to see you. Eric, yeah, you're logging off. Okay, good to see you. Lisa, I'm just starting on getting your SPY signal every morning. I have a fairly small amount with the work. Always want to buy multiple contracts. Should I keep it to one option until I am more experienced? Okay, well, I don't know how much Lisa, I don't know how much your account balance is or what you're doing, but yeah, I would say one or two until you get a little more experience, get the feel for what you're doing. If you can join us in the trading room, please do because you're going to learn stuff. Admittedly, you're not going to make a lot of money trading one option. It's basically, coffee or lunch money or something. But as you feel more comfortable, more confident, get a better feel for it, make sure you practice money management and all that. You'll then be able to actually get in more contracts and feel better with the risk, I guess is what I'm trying to say. That's a good idea. So I want to make sure you do that. All right, listen, what we're going to do now is I want you to put a number 1 to 100 in the questions box. 1 to 100. We are going to have a little contest. Every Sunday night we do the contest. The winner is going to get Triumphs and Tragedies ebook. It's quite the ebook of true stories that had come through the day trade spy business in the last few years, whatnot. And I just want to see who is going to win. The person closest to the number that we're going to generate in our random number generator is going to win the ebook, Triumphs and Tragedies. So I'm going to pull this up here. That is not the number. That's, I believe, last week's number. Ignore the 57. All right, I'm going to give you another, say, 20 seconds with which to punch up your number in the questions box, okay? It's just a very random contest. It's not a skill testing question, nothing like that. Another 10 seconds, and I'm going to get everybody's number in here. Person closest to it, if you are, if there's a tie, let's say you're two apart, there's two people two apart, you each get the ebook, okay? So ebook is going to be Triumphs and Tragedies. So, all right. So I'm going to click on the. I'm going to fire off the trigger here. So I'm going to count down 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, hang on. Let's make sure I get everybody's number in here. Okay, Phil L. He's the last one. 35. I love the contest. Okay, 3, 2, 1. The number is 52. Wow, 52. 52. Let's see who got 52. Let me go back. Okay. All right, they're all over the place, obviously. And we have, excuse me, Irving. Irving S came out with 52. All right, let me write this number. Okay, Irving, congratulations. Anybody else? Anybody else get 52? All right. Oh, okay, Irving. He said he already got him. Give it away to somebody else. Okay, Irving, let me ask you, do you have tips, tricks, and traps, Irving? If you have tips, tricks, and traps, let me know. If not, I will send you that one. That's actually a pretty cool ebook as well. So I'm waiting for Irving to let me know if he has tips, tricks, and traps. Oh, you do. Okay. All right. Let's see. Thank you very much for that, Irving. Really? Wow. All right, let's see who the next one is here. Who the next one is. Okay, I believe we have 50 and 52. Let me see who the next closest one is here. Okay, let's see. We have Lisa at 49. Lisa at 49. We'll get, let's see, she's at 49. Anybody close to 49? Looks like Lisa is going to get the next one. Okay, so Lisa, you are going to get the, and thank you very much for that, Irving, by the way. I appreciate that. And Lisa G is going to get the ebook. Thank you very much. Congratulations on that, Lisa and Irving. And you guys are pretty smart. All right, folks, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you all for joining us and going a little overtime as well. Been a pleasure. Here are the QR links again for the various programs. The recording will be up on the website soon. Been a pleasure. We'll see you next time.
Trust the process and keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell you